Hey, welcome everyone. This is the 218th Billy Weekly Final, and our opponents are Ty-Guy6, who is a 617 rating player, versus fiendmonger, who is a 519 rated player. And we've been chatting a little bit before the game, trying to get this set up, but I will let them know that we are starting. My name, by the way, is Blockmonoid. So I'm very much looking forward to this final match. Um, this was not a good tournament for me. I got knocked out in the first round, but clearly a very good tournament for Ty-Guy and for Fiendmonger. So I'm looking forward to it. Okay, so hopefully they begin. Great. Okay, so domestication, mysticism, they both start off with some castles. Ty-Guy is first alphabetically, so there's a temptation. You could use domestication and share it with Fiendmonger. Um, and that would give Fiendmonger a new card. And yeah, that was a pretty good bet. That if Fiendmonger melded mysticism, the other card probably wasn't anything too useful. And in this case, it was Code of Laws. So that set back Fiendmonger a little bit. Now Ty-Guy has the castle's lead. He also has tools. So if he draws one, he could use tools and jump up to age 3. Fiendmonger right now has nothing that is a threat. So it's natural to draw some cards and hopefully get something good like clothing, pottery, even metalworking, the wheel. That's useful here too. If he can uh, tuck maybe to get a castle advantage or meld something else to get a castle advantage, he could quickly start drawing the powerful ones. Okay, so Ty-Guy, 2 options. Either sharing domestication or melding something like clothing. Ooh, this is dangerous. Now Ty-Guy has 3 colors that Fiendmonger doesn't have. And they're having a dispute about whether innovation is best with the base deck or with the expansions. I'm going to agree with Fiendmonger here. I think the original is the best. I think the expansions dilute the experience. So I don't really play the expansions either. But clearly, people have fun with the expansions. So to each their own. All right. So Fiendmonger definitely needs to get some more cards to get some more colors. I'm guessing that the one in his hand is something not so useful. It could be something like sailing. So he's sharing the wheel, hoping to get at least one other color right now, preferably something with at least one other leaf, so that if clothing gets shared, at least Fiendmonger would benefit from that share. Yeah, there we go. Pottery, great. So now if Ty-Guy wants to use clothing to score, then you'd be giving Fiendmonger the chance to meld something new. But it's not a bad trade-off. Clothing, Ty-Guy would maybe meld a purple. But actually there's low chance that he has a purple. There's only one other purple left. I guess he does have a purple. But even if he doesn't have a purple, Fiendmonger can only meld either a red or a yellow, leaving at least one color for Ty-Guy that he has that fiendmonger doesn't have. So Ty-Guy will score a 2 and be able to achieve age 1 first. I think fiendmonger has a choice here. Which card to meld? He has something like road building, that might be tempting to try to steal clothing. If he has something like canal building, that's a way to start getting the score pile up, but pottery is just as good. Okay, Ty-Guy will achieve the 1, most likely. Or actually, he's safe. Pottery will not score enough in 1 action to get age 1. So he's actually pretty safe here. If you wanted to do one more thing, maybe a domestication, or maybe tools. Tools would slow down pottery. But fiendmonger could just return the favor by sharing wheel and put those ones back in Ty-Guy's hand. We're still waiting for Ty-Guy to decide whether to achieve the 1 or maybe draw something or use tools. You definitely don't want to share clothing. So Ty-Guy's hand was metalworking and masonry before he got the 2 from sharing. So he is pretty close to getting monument potentially. I don't think that's the best option at this point, though. Metalworking might be more fun. Okay, so he achieves the 1. Fiendmonger, I'm guessing, is going to do fermenting followed by pottery. He has the leaf advantage. Fermenting would draw 3 2s and get through the 2s and start working towards the 3s. And potentially get him a red to neutralize clothing. And maybe that red is construction, in which case fiendmonger might be able to get empire first. Because right now, Ty-Guy needs a purple. And unless that 2 is a purple, he doesn't have it. There we go. Fermenting drew 3 2s. Did fiendmonger get construction? I don't think there's any reason to keep it a secret. Unless one reason to keep it a secret is if fiendmonger melds construction and then Ty-Guy shares domestication, if the 1 in fiendmonger's hand is ores, then he'd cover up construction. So that'd be one reason to hold on to construction. But I'm guessing that one, it could be writing, it could be sailing. That was agriculture. Okay. So Ty-Guy share domestication in the hope to make a mess of Fiendmonger's tableau, but also this lets him draw 2 cards instead of just 1. And there's a hope maybe that there's a purple there out of those 2 threes. But my guess is no. It would be a pretty quick action right now if he had drawn a 3. Oh, Ty-Guy still has the points advantage, but Fiendmonger is about to tie the achievements advantage. Ty-Guy probably does not have the easiest situation here. Metalworking, unfortunately, would be shared. So he could potentially be giving Fiendmonger some extra points, and Fiendmonger already has multiple ways to score, and Ty-Guy does not. So maybe Ty-Guy wants to use tools to return a 3 and draw some more 3s. Unfortunately, that only makes pottery even more powerful if low cards start going away. He may also be contemplating doing a blind meld with tools, returning the 1, the 2, and a 3. Nope, he didn't do that. But the idea was to return 3 cards and hope that the 3 that came up would be a purple. But there wouldn't be a very good chance of that. It would only be a 1 in 7 chance, I think, 1 in 8. Oh no, sorry, 2 in 8. So 1/4. 1/4, not bad, but also not so certain. So Fiendmonger is probably doing construction. May want to score with pottery first. He may want to score with agriculture first, return a 2 that he thinks is worthless, and then do construction. And so that Ty-Guy draws that 2 that's worthless. If he drew map making, that would be very dangerous right now for Ty-Guy. Ty-Guy has 3 1s in his score pile. So map making would steal a lot of points. Yep, so still waiting. Fiendmonger has achieved Empire. So Ty-Guy got an extra 3. And then Fiendmonger returned to 2. Yeah, I might have done that in the opposite order here. So that Ty-Guy drew a worthless 2 rather than a potentially useful 3. Then again, the 3s are kind of the weakest age of all in the entire deck. So there's potentially worse threes to draw than the twos. Ty-Guy, if he drew engineering, he might have a chance here. He could meld engineering and use it to splay and get the castle's advantage. But that might not be enough if Fiendmonger has more castles. He could potentially tuck using Code of Laws. So there's it's not that clear that that would be the advantageous move. Machinery is not useful at this point, except maybe to score a castles from hand. Metalworking. Fiendmonger may have anticipated a shared metalworking and returned to two that had castles. So metalworking might just be giving Fiendmonger points. Well, currently, Fiendmonger, I think, has a slight advantage here with methods to score and kind of a little bit more dynamic of a board at this point. I think for Ty-Guy, clothing isn't helping at all. Domestication is currently not helping too much because Fiendmonger would have a choice among his twos. Tools could help to draw stuff, but that strengthens pottery. And metalworking might be not the right move here because Fiendmonger may have anticipated the share. So Ty-Guy is sharing domestication, giving Fiendmonger a choice of which two to meld. Fiendmonger has something like road building that might be useful because now construction has been used. There we go. Ty-Guy did that to get rid of the two that was in the way and was maybe making metalworking poisoned. Now the question is, did Ty-Guy get enough castles to have masonry work to get monument? It'd be pretty tough. He'd have to have either all 4 threes with castles or a 2 with castles and 3 threes with castles. If he's missing it out of the threes, he could do tools to draw those last 2 threes. That might be enough. But those last 2 threes might not have any castles. And he knows what the bottom 3 is because he returned it earlier with tools. So most likely there's at most 1 more 3 in the pile that has castles. So I don't know if he has enough for masonry. A lot of the castles have been used up at this point. Fiendmonger, meanwhile, with road building, might be trying to steal clothing. And that would be big scoring for Fiendmonger. He'd be scoring the purples and the greens. There's no way to keep road building on his side though, because he only has 2s. Okay, so masonry is melded 3. He does have 4. Wow. Okay. So Ty-Guy got monument. Great job. There's at most one more 3 that has castles. Ty-Guy at this point, if he wants to use alchemy, it'd be very dangerous because he would be drawing 3 cards. So a high chance of drawing a red. If Fiendmonger uses road building, it would be shared. But it would be quite tempting to steal map making away from Ty-Guy. But I'm guessing Ty-Guy has anticipated that already. And so perhaps Ty-Guy would meld something like paper. Or compass. Still, I wouldn't mind stealing compass or paper using road building. So I'm road building is a little tempting here. The other simple route is just to use pottery, return a 2, draw a 3, return the 3, and get to 10 points. It's probably the more certain route, which is probably why Fiendmonger opted for that. Just head for age 2, achieving age 2. Ty-Guy does not have an easy path to age 2 first. Even if alchemy were to work out, he'd get at most 4 points from a successful use of alchemy. So he wouldn't get to 10 points for age 2. Okay. Ooh, very nice draw with optics. Gunpowder is worrisome given road building and the wheel. If Fiendmonger has engineering in hand right now, it would be a great time to use road building and send over engineering and cover up gunpowder. It would give Ty-Guy engineering, which would kill off Fiendmonger's castles, but for far fewer points than gunpowder. Gunpowder is about to score a lot of points. Fiendmonger also wants to achieve the 2. And right now, road building is the only 2 he has on his board. So if he doesn't meld another 2 or 3, he would have to, well, he's going to meld it if he uses road building. So, I mean, he could do pottery, return the 3, score and draw 4. Maybe the 4 he gets is colonialism, which would neutralize gunpowder. Although if he gets colonialism and neutralizes gunpowder, then alchemy becomes totally safe. And Ty-Guy would achieve age 2 first. So I think Fiendmonger has to achieve age 2. And then maybe share road building or use pottery. Or use agriculture to return a 2. And then gunpowder would only score the wheel and the 2, and then road building and a 4. So altogether that would be 9 points. Ty-Guy would get up to 18. That wouldn't be. Yeah, I have a feeling Ty-Guy is gonna get age 3 here. Well, let's see what happens with road building. Yeah. Ty-Guy has to meld at least one card, potentially two. Although there's probably not an advantage to melding two here. I'm imagining Ty-Guy just wants to meld one. Maybe Ty-Guy has something like education that would be pretty useful right now. Because after use of alchemy, he might score another 4. And then education would let him jump to age 6, which would be great. I think Fiendmonger here is just trying to cover up gunpowder long enough to prevent it from being used. Okay, so Ty-Guy melded medicine. Okay, which was kind of a neutral play here. He covered up machinery, which wasn't helping him that much. But it does reduce Ty-Guy's castles to just 5, which could make alchemy a lot safer. So Fiendmonger has to meld 2 and send road building over and steal map making. If Fiendmonger steals map making, I have a feeling Ty-Guy really needs to steal map making back, because those ones in Ty-Guy's score pile are a liability here. Curious, someone might have gotten math. I think Fiendmonger might be wondering if math is now the right time to meld it and cover up pottery. Though if he steals map making and he covers up pottery, you'd be giving the leaf advantage to Ty-Guy. Yeah, I have a feeling Fiendmonger having tough choices here. If his 3 is something like engineering, he probably doesn't want to send it over and cover up gunpowder and steal map making, because then engineering would just kill map making and road building. Okay, great. So it's not engineering, it was compass. Ugh, calendar. Not so useful, but this is maybe going to help map making versus gunpowder. All right, so Ty-Guy now has a choice. He could do a draw and then use road building to steal back map making. And that would just go back and forth a little bit. The other option is to risk using alchemy. He would draw 2 4s. There's only a 1 in 8 chance that those 4s, or actually 1 in 9 chance that those 4s are well, each one has a 1 in 9 chance of being red because gunpowder's already been seen. And well, okay, well, so no, I'm misstating that. So there's already a 4 that's in Ty-Guy's score pile. There's a 4 in Fiendmonger's hand that he doesn't know. So there's really a 1 in 8 chance because there's the one that's the age achievement. There's the 1 in Fiendmonger's hand, and then there's a 6 in the pile. One of those has to be colonialism. Okay, so Ty-Guy did not risk it with alchemy. I thought it was actually a bit riskless of a maneuver. Especially, I mean, map making would steal a 1 and score a 4, but Fiendmonger couldn't achieve age 3 because he doesn't have a 3 down. So it'd actually maybe be enough time. A double use of alchemy, maybe. Another option maybe would be feudalism to splay medicine, splay the yellows. If he splays the yellows, he would get the castle advantage. No, a castle advantage. I thought maybe to get a leaf advantage to use medicine. But no, he won't. Okay. Well, then feudalism's a dud. One of the rare times that I was actually considering feudalism, it's my least favorite card. But every once in a while, like 1 out of 100 plays, it's actually useful to use. And here I thought maybe the splay would give him the leaf advantage. Okay, so I think Ty-Guy drew a 4 in order to use road building and steal back map making. If he drew something like Enterprise, though, he just has to meld Enterprise. And that would be the crown advantage right there. There'd be no need to use road building. And potentially he could steal back map making with Enterprise. Curious what Ty-Guy's second action is going to be here. I don't think it's going to be alchemy if he didn't do it on his first action. Huh? No, he proved me wrong. He's doing alchemy. Now, is that first 4? It was Enterprise. Yep, so that's preventing map making from causing trouble, which is great. He scores a 4. Out of the 2 4s he had, Reformation and Perspective, I'd probably achieve Reformation just because I want Enterprise to be on top. And maybe Perspective would come in handy later to score. Although right now, Ty-Guy doesn't have many bulbs, so Perspective is not going to let you score a lot. Okay, so Fiendmonger right now can set himself up potentially to achieve age 3. With Calendar, he can draw 2 4s and then return whichever 4 he wants using Agriculture and score a 5. But Ty-Guy will have Alchemy on his hand. He can just draw 1 4. And as long as that 4 isn't colonialism, he will be able to meld a card and score and get to 15 points first. I'm curious what 4 Fiendmonger has in his hand. It is not purple. And could be green, invention, navigation. Navigation here would tie on the crowns, but it could get stolen by road building. So at this point, Fiendmonger knows almost all the 4s. And so maybe he knows that that last 4 is colonialism, in which case alchemy is going to fail. Still, if I were Ty-Guy, I would probably do alchemy here. It is his only chance of achieving H3 first. And it might be that Fiendmonger is bluffing here. Yep. There we go. So I'd probably meld anatomy and score perspective. Anatomy would tie up the leaves, although it would make the crowns tied as well. Ooh, okay. Reformation. So he's giving up The crown advantage. I would not have done that with map making on the board. But he's gonna achieve age 3. Okay, but the plan is even if Fiendmonger steals twice with map making, a dose of medicine will give Ty-Guy enough points to achieve age 4 first. Very nice. Actually, no, it would not be enough. 2 doses of map making, Ty-Guy goes down to 15 points. And so then if he does medicine to exchange that last one for 5, he'd only get up to 19. So my mistake, that's actually not a foolproof plan. You might have to risk alchemy again. Actually, yeah, not that good of a situation for Ty-Guy. I would, as Fiendmonger right now, just do map making. Steal those ones twice. Get a big score, meld the 4, and achieve age 4 first. Ty-Guy would have to have a lucky draw with alchemy on the 5. Okay, so map making first time. Map making again. Otherwise, medicine is just a surefire win. You have to force Ty-Guy to gamble here. Is map making gonna happen again? I hope so. Okay, so there's the second dose of map making. So in order to achieve age 4 first, Ty-Guy has to take a risk with alchemy. Draw 5. And hope that 5 is not red. If it is not, he would score that 5. He would meld the 3 and score the 5. Medicine isn't going to do enough here. Medicine just gets 4 points. I think this is a mistake by Ty-Guy. Certainly prevents map making from stealing again and getting 6 points, but does not get age 4 first. Okay. I should have thought 2 doses of medicine. Okay. That gets fiendmonger down to 19. Oh, okay. I was short-sighted there and only thought about 1 dose of medicine. Yeah, so Ty-Guy does get age 4 first. Fiendmonger. Oh boy. Really does need to draw 2 5s and spend 1 for agriculture. Maybe he can share agriculture and hope Ty-Guy agrees to do agriculture as well. It's not good. No, you get the 4 back from the sharing bonus. So alchemy wouldn't get clogged up. Hmm. Well, maybe he drew something useful, like coal or pirate code would be very nice right now. Steal some of those 4s. Okay, astronomy might help him jump to age 6 first. As Ty-Guy here, I might do alchemy. Draw a 5, hope to meld it and score the 3 and achieve age 5. That would be nice swift motion. Oh, but he still has to achieve age 4. Never mind. He should achieve age 4 first. Okay. And now maybe alchemy. Okay, awaiting move with Reformation. So now alchemy would draw 2 cards. And that increases the chances of drawing a red 5 unless Ty-Guy has already scored a few red 5s. Okay, astronomy did not succeed in melding anything. Ugh, again, And democracy is not very effective when medicine is out. All right, so are we gonna see an alchemy draw and achieving the 5? I think even if alchemy fails once, he could certainly do it again and succeed the second time. And he would still have enough time to get ahead of Fiendmonger and achieve H5. Huh. He wants to tuck again. It's not enough to force alchemy up to the next level. It does break the crown tie. I mean, at this point, either alchemy or draw. Okay. He drew. Now Ty-Guy has a better idea of whether there's a red 5 coming up. I think Fiendmonger might want to do, well, actually, Fiendmonger could do agriculture and achieve H5 if he returns one of those 6s. It's probably worth doing at this point. Just because Ty-Guy is so close to achieving H5 himself, and you don't want to be in a 5-2 deficit. A 4-3 deficit is much more reasonable. So yeah, I would maybe do agriculture here, share agriculture. And achieve H5. And even if medicine steals your 7, it'd only be a 3-point net loss because you get a 4 in return for the 7. So it's not so bad. But 7 points right now would get Fiendmonger to 26 and able to achieve H5. I would definitely do this, share agriculture right now. I think Ty-Guy should have tried to achieve H5 last turn. Big questions. Fiendmonger did not do it. I think that's a missed opportunity. Missed opportunity to even the score. I think now Ty-Guy will achieve H5 by doing alchemy. Unless he's thinking about stealing map making with road building. Ah, Or yeah, pirate code right now. Steal back 2 1s and score clothing. I don't know about that. Because map making could come back into effect, maybe. Probably not. Probably not so easily. Fiendmonger can't get up to 5 crowns that easily. And now a shared agriculture would be too little. Unfortunately. I really don't think emancipation was the right move here. Melding emancipation. Because at this point, you've lost astronomy, so you can't be drawing and melding 6s very easily. Emancipation is going to give you a splay of purple, but that's it. No splay of red, because he doesn't have extra reds. And at this point, if you do agriculture twice, medicine will just steal back and give you 1s, which is a much worse situation. Oh, but this is nice. So Ty-Guy is going to achieve age 5. But Fiendmonger now has the means to achieve age 6 and maybe age 7 before medicine causes too much damage. But medicine might not cause any damage as long as this leaf tie holds. So as long as the leaf tie holds. Fiendmonger can't use atomic theory quite yet because it would be shared. I don't think Ty-Guy wants to use pirate code to steal. Because I think he likes the leaf tie here. But maybe not. Maybe he wants to give, or he's willing to give Fiendmonger the advantage. I don't really quite see it. Fiendmonger can score 21 points with lighting. I think Ty-Guy needs to achieve the 5. And then maybe do alchemy. Draw and meld a 5. Maybe do education to jump up to age 7. And force Fiendmonger to maybe share atomic theory or be willing to share atomic theory because at that point there's no advantage. So I think Ty-Guy is gonna achieve age 5. And then it's a question of what to do next. Okay, so he drew a 5 because he was gonna draw a 5 anyway. So why not see what the 5 is first before achieving? I think fiendmonger should just do lighting here. Tuck the 2, 4, and 6. Get 21 points. Ty-Guy might tuck as well. In which case you get a 7 in your hand. That's great. But yeah, fiendmonger could do that tuck at 21 points and achieve age 7 first. I would achieve age 7 first and then achieve age 6. Just because there's no worry of Ty-Guy getting to age 6 first. But there is potentially a worry about Ty-Guy getting the leaf advantage and ruining your score pile. Say if Ty-Guy got statistics. If fiendmonger can get some leaves or maybe some crowns when he does the tuck, or a bulb on blue. So if he has any blues to tuck, that would be great. And hopefully some blues with icons that can break ties. There's currently a tie on leaves, a tie on light bulbs. It looks like fiendmonger can get age 7 and age 6 first. Fingers crossed here. Okay, is Ty-Guy going to share? If Ty-Guy has statistics, that is certainly tempting either to meld or to tuck. Tuck would allow him to steal 7s with medicine, which would be nice coupled with education later on. But melding statistics would allow him to just get those 7s into fiendmonger's hand, which could also be very nice. Ty-Guy doesn't have statistics. Steam engine, measurement, banking. None of those are that useful at this point. So the steam engine. Okay, so fiendmonger tucks canal building, colonialism, and democracy. Unfortunately, no blues to help get some more icon count. But you did get 21 points and a 7 from sharing. Fiendmonger achieves the 6. I would have achieved the 7 here just because there's, well, in this case, there's no longer a chance that Ty-Guy could steal too many points. He can steal 3 though with pirate code. And then he could steal another 4. but you get them back with lighting. I would have achieved here, I would have achieved the 7 first, just out of safety. Okay, the reason for that is that if your opponent is at risk of getting the same achievement as you, definitely achieve that one. But when your opponent is not going to achieve that lowest achievement, you have a choice between a low achievement and a higher achievement. Usually you want to take the higher achievement because your opponent might have some way to reduce your score pile. And so you want to take the one, you want to achieve the achievement that was harder to get while you still can, rather than achieving the easier one. Okay, so Ty-Guy may have drawn coal, in which case alchemy would be a nice maneuver. You could meld coal maybe and score. You would really like to get medicine to steal some of these 7s from Fiendmonger's score pile. But I'm not sure he's going to get the leaf advantage. We really need something like statistics. I don't think measurement has no leaves. Banking has no leaves. Societies has no leaves. Yeah, physics, chemistry, no leaves either. Chemistry wouldn't be terrible here, because it could help with education. Would there be a leaf hidden under the blue pile? No. All right, so Fiendmonger started by achieving the 7. Oh, and then he melted printing press. So he has the means to jump to age 9. This is dangerous. Very dangerous right now. The danger is not only that the 9s are dangerous cards, but he's getting very close to having agriculture draw above age 10 and ending the game with score. Ty-Guy may consider, well, he may consider sharing education at this point in order to draw an age 7 card. Whew. That's not that great, because then Fiendmonger would draw an age 9. He already has a huge advantage. Ah, Societies comes down and steals printing press. Very good timing on that. Very good timing. And now printing press will help Ty-Guy get to age 7. So that's good. On the other hand, right now, Fiendmonger has the leaf advantage and 2 cards of different ages. So he could use lighting to very quickly score 14 points. That would score 2 out of the remaining 7s. There would be only 1 7 left. So atomic theory could and give him, if he shared atomic theory, a 7 would end up on Ty-Guy's pile, an 8 would end up on Fiendmonger's board, and the next turn Fiendmonger could achieve age 8. Okay, this tooltip needs to go away. I sometimes turn off tooltips, but I sometimes leave it on because I want to hover over someone's name and see their info. And in innovation, sometimes I want to read the card really quickly. Yeah, here I would probably, as fiendmonger, I would tuck with lighting. And then I don't know. I mean, I would maybe just wait a turn because printing press would draw the last 7. Uh, I depends what 7 he had in hand. Maybe he wants to save the 7. But if he had left 3 7s in the pile and then he had used lighting, he would score 2 of them, and then printing press would get the last 7, but not an age 8. I kind of worry about now if you use lighting to score a lot, you let Ty-Guy draw an 8 when he uses printing press. And 8s are dangerous. The fiendmonger scored coal and combustion. Combustion was the 7 that I was really worried that if Ty-Guy got, he could really steal a lot from fiendmonger. But right now, fiendmonger very easily can use atomic theory, sharing it, unfortunately, but achieve an 8. And if things are lucky, then he might. Oh, well, he can't get Empire. Empire's already used. Okay, so Ty-Guy uses pirate code to reduce fiendmonger's score pile a little bit. And societies to steal atomic theory. Ty-Guy is trying to achieve age 8 first. Boy, societies has really been a thorn in fiendmonger's side here. He can just draw an 8 and meld it at this point. And Ty-Guy doesn't have enough points to achieve the 8. The only disadvantage is fiendmonger should not meld an 8 that has light bulbs. That would be a mistake. So no mass media. He could also tuck 2 with lighting, score 2 8s, and then draw an 8. bolster his score pile. I don't think fiendmonger has to worry about machinery. No. No worries about machinery here. Unless atomic theory. Nope. It's atomic theory. I think Ty-Guy is hoping for mass media. He did not get it. Ty-Guy might be trying to get wonder at this point. That's most likely his best shot, or atomic theory and to get all eights and get universe. And mass media, that's great. Because he can start reducing fiendmonger's score pile. Fiendmonger at this point definitely needs to achieve the 8. I think he's in trouble. Unless he gets a really juicy 8 first before Ty-Guy. Because Ty-Guy right now can reduce fiendmonger's score pile quite a bit. Turn all those 7s potentially. And then use antibiotics to draw some 8s. And start melding those 8s in order to get universe. But maybe in fiendmonger's shoes, I would maybe achieve the 8 and then do rocketry to return a 7 and a 5. Just to reduce Ty-Guy's score pile. Also make atomic theory ineffective. Because the 7 most likely is something that Ty-Guy doesn't want to draw. But maybe it is. If it's evolution, that's bad. You don't want Ty-Guy to get evolution at this point. Even perspective wouldn't be too good. Because Ty-Guy probably has some decent red cards in his pile right there. That could help with splaying. Let's see what's in the red pile. Actually, nothing too useful. Nope. Also, maybe actually, yeah. Publications might not be too useful. Okay, Ty-Guy uses electricity. Or melds electricity. You could certainly share it. And that would set back Ty-Guy from being able to use atomic theory or mass media or antibiotics or societies. It's not bad, actually. Though it'd be uncovering machinery. So machinery could get used. I think Fiendmonger is hoping to get something really juicy here out of the eights. The only choice here for Ty-Guy is mass media versus antibiotics. Which one should go on the bottom? Okay. Either way, Fiendmonger is going to draw both of those. He does not get an 8 for sharing. He gets a 7 for sharing. And now, actually, maybe. Oh, no, it's Ty-Guy's turn. I was going to say Emancipation. You get him 5 more points and start display and potentially make machinery not able to steal. Pirate code could steal a bit, could steal up to 10 points. If needed. That actually would set Fiendmonger down to 39. And that would be bad. Because then Ty-Guy would be over 40 and have 8s in hand. And Fiendmonger would have no 8s on the board. Yeah, I wonder if Pirate Code is the right choice here. Except that Fiendmonger has drawn mass media, so he could reduce Ty-Guy's score pile. But sharing mass media. If Ty-Guy drew a purple 8, he might be considering melding that purple 8 and using printing press to get a 10, which would almost surely bring the game to a quick end. He may have also drawn flight, but getting wonder at this point is a little too slow. Because he would need to get greens. And sharing electricity could reduce his blue pile completely to a level that won't be splayed. So flight is no good. Mobility, he wouldn't have the factories lead. Skyscrapers is tempting. But fiendmonger has no bulbs out. We've been playing for over an hour, I think, at this point. Let's see the messages from earlier. We're 10:19. Yeah, we've been playing for almost an hour and a half. I'm hoping this ends soon because I'm getting tired. Not tired of the game, just tired because it's late here. All right. Well, Ty-Guy is certainly contemplating his options. He probably has a lot of options to consider right now. Yeah, so I'm not sure if I were a Ty-Guy right now. Okay, so he's opting for the pirate code. So he's gonna reduce fiendmonger down to 39 points, which is gonna force fiendmonger to do something extreme to prevent Ty-Guy from achieving age 8. So Ty-Guy would probably have to meld mass media and use it, but it would be well, actually, maybe it wouldn't be shared. And maybe mass media would have break the bulb tie. However, when pirate code goes away, road building is revealed, so mass media can easily be stolen by Ty-Guy. And if mass media comes out, actually, he can only return up to 16 points. So 41. That is not enough to stop achievement of age 8. Ooh, this is a tough situation now. And rocketry is in the score pile, in the draw pile. So that's not gonna help either. I don't know what could help at this point. Mass media was the best option. I think fiendmonger is in a little bit of trouble here. Ironically, by not achieving age 8 when he had the chance, he left the door open for Ty-Guy to achieve it first. Oy, pirate code really caused some problems here. It's just 1 point short. It's that's the worst when you're just 1 point short of achieving an age and your opponent can achieve it first as a result. Yeah, because I don't see, I mean, he needs to get points and meld an 8. He can't do it, so he does mass media. But yeah, at most he's gonna return 16 points by returning all the 4s. That's not enough. Unfortunately, Ty-Guy's score pile was a little too diverse here. Yeah, Ty-Guy's asking, is that good game? I think it is. Ty-Guy will have 41 points left over. So he just melds an 8 and achieves. Oh. Yeah, but the other prospect, if Fiendmonger hadn't done electricity, would be getting demolished by mass media and having no score pile. That would be very tough too. All right, so Fiendmonger's returning the 5s. 15 points. Ty-Guy will be at 42. Yep. Well, it was a very nice game. I mean, 6-4 is a very close game in the end. Ty-Guy should be very proud of getting that lead and sticking with it. Electricity was a gamble. Yeah. Yeah, Ty-Guy says it kept getting you down to 1 point below what you needed. That's very true. So thank you, everybody. I'm gonna stop the share. Unfortunately, I think I'm too tired to do a post-match analysis with the opponents. But I thank everyone for sticking it out, and that'll be the end. I'll post this video. Congratulations, Ty-Guy. Stop recording.